Hi, this is Sam with Keto Mostly. Today's question and or topic is, are you an emotional eater? Do you eat more when you're happy, parties, celebrations? Do you find yourself eating more when you're sad? Do you find yourself eating more when you're just bored? Well, I can tell you I was an emotional eater, or an emotional overeater for that matter. I ate at parties. I ate more at parties and celebrations, I guess, to intensify the happiness, that good feeling, maybe to intensify the production of serotonin, I'm not sure, or the transmission of serotonin. I ate when I was sad, so I wouldn't feel sad anymore. The problem was it was kind of an empty promise because afterwards I'd feel kind of bad. Not only would I be coming down from the sugar rush, but I'd realize that I had overeaten and I knew it wasn't good. And I also ate when I was bored. Now, I can't speak for everybody that's been on the keto diet, but I can say I've talked to quite a few people who, like myself, and I would imagine some of you out there, are emotional eaters or emotional overeaters. I can tell you about 2 months in, maybe less, the compulsions that would drive me to go eat, I did not feel them anymore. Something had turned those switches off. I mean, they were pretty powerful urges that I no longer felt. Does it have something to do with the amount of fat and how your hormones like ghrelin and leptin interact with it? I suppose it does, but you would have to talk to Thomas DeLauer to have that broken down properly. I'm just a simple man. I'm just relating my personal experience, and hopefully it's relatable to your personal experience. So I still, from time to time, I go off keto. And the funny thing is I find, say I was off for 2 weeks during Thanksgiving, Christmas holidays, I found that some of those urges did come back. So this leads me to believe that it has something to do with normal food, quote unquote normal food. I think there's something chemically in a lot of foods that make them addictive, that turn on that switch, that make you want to eat them. That mixture of high fat and high carb, that's a pretty deadly mixture. Not only for your health, but it will compel you to do things as far as eating goes. I can say that I actually look forward to getting back on keto. I mean, I jump off the K-Wagon every once in a while. It's usually scheduled. I don't have any cheat days, so to speak. I have found that I actually feel better when I get back on keto. My bones feel better, and it seems like everything comes back. This leads me to believe that for me, the keto diet is actually the way maybe I'm supposed to eat, because I feel better. I'm not hungry. I don't have the compulsions, the urges as far as food goes. And I think that's a good thing. I think those not having those can help make a diet sustainable if you stop long enough to realize, hey, I'm not hungry anymore, or I'm not as hungry. Hey, I'm not eating just because I'm sad. And I do think that has some regulation. I think the fat and how your body processes it kind of regulates those switches that turn the urges on. So to you, the emotional eater, the emotional overeater, I'm pretty sure the keto diet can help you. Now, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nurse. I'm just a simple man who was very chubby, who did not have good control over his food choices. And I take responsibility for that. But keto definitely helped with that end of it. And I think that is a large part of why a lot of people are overweight. I think that's why they overeat. It's emotional. It's trying to get that happy feeling back or that good feeling back. So there's something to think about. If you are an emotional overeater or emotional eater, drop me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear if you're doing keto, how that's affected your emotional eating, if it's helped any. And if you like what you see here, please subscribe and be good to each other. Oh, I almost forgot. Sometime in the next couple weeks, I'm going to start a series on going keto vegan style. Actually, for me, that's really not going to be that much of a difference. The only difference is where I get my protein sources from, because most of my fats, by and large, are from coconut, nut butters, and what else? Well, that's pretty much it. I eat lots of leafy green vegetables, lots of kale, lots of asparagus, because we've got it growing in the yard. Spinach, this and that. I mean, there's other vegetables too. There's some things I'm going to have to avoid, obviously. But by and large, the only difference should be where I get my protein from. Now, if there's anybody out there watching who currently practices vegan style keto, I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear some of your tips, some of the helps with macros as far as protein. The near meat products. Do those help? Do they find that it keeps it sustainable? So I could make a spaghetti and meatballs type dish or something like that. Well, anyhow, I really want to hear from you. And when I start this, I'm going to do it proper. I'm going to do my blood 2 or 3 times a day. I'm going to do my weight and just how I feel. All right. Well, that's it for today. Y'all be good to each other.